Santa. Um, Thanks for showing up. I'm not sure if I expected many people to show up. Again, I mean, it says in the description it might just like delete or unlist this. I've kind of moved away from just like these extremely impromptu random streams that last like an hour or so. But my friend Zophis did like a short 1 hour stream the other day, and I was like, nothing wrong with that. If you can only stream for like even like 30, 40 minutes, still fun, still better than not doing it at all. So I'm in the like ADHD hyper fixation mode. Sometimes I'll be practicing a piece and variety of factors. I mean, obviously the piece needs to be fun. Thank you. Obviously the piece needs to be fun. As well as like, I spent the last few days working very, very hard on like assignments and stuff. So now that I have some time free to like do other stuff, I've just been like getting all the energy out by just practicing this. I've been practicing this like all day pretty much. As well as like I had to do some transcription at the very end. So like I printed it out yesterday, pretty close to being done, I think. Probably need to like practice slowly in some parts to get it to a point where like it's fit for publishing. But yeah, it's been fun. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I uploaded a YouTube short of like a sneak peek earlier, but I guess that wasn't enough to satisfy my like desire to keep playing this and like share it with people. So yeah, maybe I'll just like turn this into a regular piano stream. I think I need to like, and I'll need to end the stream around like in 3 hours for sure. I don't think I'm going to be streaming that long, but that's like my hard limit. So I don't know. I didn't have much of a plan when I started this. Are you saying with no, I like to smash. Yeah, it is. I want to avoid something I've noticed a lot is like sometimes when I'm learning a piece to cover it, I'll play it on stream and then I'll get a take that's like pretty good, and then I'll just like run out of motivation to actually get a good like a better recording of it because it's like, oh, I played it. I don't want to. It's hard for me to like recreate emotions that I've already put into a piece. So like that's what happened with the Rolling Girl cover. I probably could have gotten a better take after I played it on stream, but I was just like, played it on stream. It was pretty good. People liked it. So moving on. I don't want that to happen here because I don't think I'm at the point where I'd be willing to publish this like myself playing this yet. But yeah, and then like my shirt is penguin indeed. Pride penguin actually. Anything else? Also like I also decided to like research the song a little bit, I guess, because I mean early like a few hours ago I was legitimately thinking like maybe I should just record and like post it right now, even if it's not perfect, because I mean the energy of the piece lends itself to being like very fast paced and not really caring about making mistakes. If you've heard the song in game, you'll know what I'm talking about. I mean, Charlie, I don't think you've played or watched Undertale Yellow. This is basically like this has quickly become one of my favorite Undertale Yellow songs, and I like it so much because it's basically if Megalovania had a phase 2, and that sounds kind of stupid, but like I think it's brilliant because like the song that comes before this, Remedy, is pretty good. I like it. Has the main leitmotif of the final boss you're fighting, but the way the fight is set up, no spoilers. I don't know if you would really care about spoilers, but the way the fight is set up, yeah, it's the final fight of the genocide. It's the Sans of the game, but it's not actually Like Sans does not appear on Undertale Yellow, which is a good thing. Way that it's set up is like the first phase, it's pretty standard like Final Genocide Sans battle stuff. Like, the opponent powers up, you fight them, etc., etc. Their theme plays, but then in the second phase, it basically becomes. I'm currently stuck on the second phase. I'm currently fighting this boss in my own save file. I managed to get to the second phase, but I haven't beaten it yet. But like, so far, gameplay-wise, it feels like the whole point is that it's just all pretenses of like justice or even just like restraint are gone. Like this is a mad dash to see who will survive, because by the second phase, the final boss is already dying like real bad, and the whole time they're like, "No, I think like I'm not dying. I'm not hurt. You're hurt. You're gonna fall first." And when I was playing the fight on my save file, when I finally got to the second phase, I'd ran out of healing items, and the game does give you like an act you can use to heal like maybe 20 health out of the 90 that you have. So it really was just like, I have no healing items. I can only heal myself a tiny bit, and when I do decide to heal myself, it means that I can't fight for that turn. So it became it's a really desperate last phase, and the reason why I describe it as like Megalovania Phase 2 is that like it doesn't need build up. This song doesn't need like an intro pretty much. It's just like it's 2 minutes long, and it's just like pure hype the whole way through, and it's really good. Call an ambulance. Sans hater? I mean, kind of. I've already gone through the motions of a scene. It's difficult. Yeah, exactly. Like art, dude. It's hard. But yeah, I decided to do a little bit of research on the song as well, because, with the Undertale Yellow soundtrack, I mentioned this in my previous stream, like my latest stream where I finished the comments. I don't know as much about the soundtrack as I normally would. I didn't do much research. So I was playing the song and I wasn't really aware of what leitmotifs there were. I mean, there were some obvious ones, but I decided to look the song up on the wiki to see if there's any leitmotifs I missed, and there was quite a few. So having the leitmotifs in mind when I play will also help, figure out how to play certain sections. There's a lot that goes into covers, guys. How hard is the fight? I mean, some people say it's harder than Sans. I don't know. I've been struggling with it a lot more than I struggled with Sans, but that's with the caveat of I watched a shit ton of people fight Sans before I fought him, so I kind of already knew what to do. But doesn't make any sense if you haven't played it. If I'm by strictly Undertale, yeah, no spoilers, but it's pretty hype. I mean, like, so yeah, I kind of figured this, but the very beginning of this song is actually sort of I wouldn't call it a leitmotif, but it's very much inspired by Flock Together, the song that plays when you're like going through New Home in the pacifist run, like. I guess I'll pull up Flock Together on my computer real quick. I kind of got that impression when I was listening to Flock Together, but I needed to see it like spelled out for me to be like, okay, yeah, I think there is definitely a connection there. Mercy frames. Yo, Unsweet, hello.
Click away.
Yeah, so this is Flock Together. If you guys can hear that. Sort of similar, So that was cool. And then like the most most hype leitmotif in the track is the enemy retreating leitmotif, which is the most obvious one, and it's kind of what got it's the part that got stuck in my head and inspired me to cover this song specifically. Like that plays pretty much all throughout enemy retreating, which enemy retreating is the song that plays like during fights in the, like regular fights in the genocide run. Let's see. Yeah. But here it's slower because it's like, all right, last part of the genocide run, let's clean this up. And then I think this is an example of a leitmotif that's I don't really know how to describe it, but there are times when a leitmotif really doesn't match up with the notes of the melody it's supposed to be a leitmotif of, but it just kind of has a similar shape and rhythm, and that's sometimes enough. Like the end of Bring It In, Guys from Main Undertale is like an example of that. The very end of the song, the notes that play during like the Fallen Down section at the very end aren't actually the notes that are in the song Fallen Down. It just has a similar rhythm and kind of similar notes, but it's close enough. I think this is another case of that, because people on the wiki were saying this is an example of the justice leitmotif, like the game over theme, like the part they're referring to is this part with like the triplets, because there is some resemblance. Like I don't know how to play it on piano. Let me pull it up on my computer. Jaden Animations? Like, kind of. And they're like the coolest leitmotif, and this is another one where you can kind of debate whether it even exists, but this like blew my mind. I was like, yo, if this was intentional, that's awesome. Like, so the part that I had to, yeah, like Justice is like the main theme of Undertale was so good, and they do it so well in like the title track that plays during like the end of True Pacifist. So the part that I have to do some transcription of, I guess I'll link the sheet music I'm using in the description after I'm done with this, but the sheet music, the guy who made the sheet music, you know, it's really good sheet music, very accurate, but the guy himself is like, he's saying like in the description, like I kind of gave up at the end, so that's why you can't hear the violin section at the very end, and they're talking about this part. Yeah, so the violins that are on top of the piano. I had to transcribe that by ear. I think I got it pretty close. Like, now this blew my mind. Not Hopes and Dreams, but that's a good guess. And this is another one where it's kind of more just the outline and the rhythm of the leitmotif, like. Kind of, right? Yeah, like, and it's a lot more obvious when you're looking at the sheet music. Not that you can really see, but like the notes have like a similar. They look like they're in a similar sort of, what's the word? Structure, I guess, as the rhythm of as like the melody of Battle Against Your Hero. So like, if that was intentional, that's fucking awesome. But yeah, so that's like my analysis. Let me like catch up on chat really quickly. Dun, 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 dun. Any like sounds like it also uses the blues scale. Is there a term for musical references? Isn't I guess just a reference? I don't know. Cadence, probably. What was I gonna say? Yeah, I think that's all the just like the research I did. Let me just like try to play through the whole song because it's fun. See what I mean about it being like pure hype? Like the fact that it's a phase 2 and it's like it's a pretty short phase also. Like the boss doesn't have much health left. Um yeah, like it can be just like insane the whole way through. Yeah, song sounds really hard. What am I trying to say? I anticipated it taking longer to learn than it did take. I did cut out some notes to make it easier. Um, Hardest part was actually the rhythms, because what's interesting about this song is that it's a lot of it is just like guitar riffs. Like this is actually pretty easy to play. So yeah, like getting the rhythm of the left and right hands synced up is like what's been taking up most of my time. Oh yeah, and then like, oh thanks guys. Oh yeah, I said that the Battle Against the Trihiro leitmotif is like the best part, but like, or at least is the coolest leitmotif. But this is also, I was like, this was really cool because when I was playing this part, when I was practicing it, I was like, this feels really familiar. I feel like I've played something like this before, like. Like the bass line, which sounds really good, like at that specific part of the song. Like I was like, sounds familiar. Where I feels familiar. Where have I played that before? Fucking, it's the yellow. It's based off of the Yellow Soul segment in the Omega Flowey fight. That one blew my mind also. I was like, yo, that's awesome. Need hand and foot independence, yeah. Hard mode. Yeah, the bass line in the Yellow Soul segment from Your Best Nightmare appears a lot throughout the Undertale Yellow soundtrack, but like I didn't catch this one. Like, man. Yeah. Said in the description that I was going to like practice it, but I feel like it might be kind of boring, and I don't know. I don't know if I want to practice one. Maybe I will just turn this into like a regular piano stream and end it in a few hours. I guess I can just like. I don't know how interesting this is going to be. I guess just let me know. But like I can go over like some of the things I was doing to practice, just to get like a behind the scenes view. I think this might be interesting to Charlie because they also play piano. If anyone else in the chat does, like this is the stuff I was doing to make learning it easier. Like as much as I want to just my practice to be just play the song, sometimes you do need to slow down and take the song apart. So like I mean obviously like playing hands separately, playing with a metronome, and then like slowly speeding the metronome up as you get more confident, but like just stuff to like make sure I have the rhythm down, like tricks, like stuff I do to make sure I understand the rhythm and the melody. Like here in the beginning, like starts out with the riff, and then it adds the left hand with like the bass. With like the top note changing. That's actually arguably the more important part of the left hand, even though this is important, like is important to give like the sense of like pulse that the original song has. This is like what sort of colors the right hand, like. And then it changes here. So like I'll practice only playing that top note with the right hand, like. So then I'll know to emphasize that when I add the lower notes. Yeah, and then like playing with the metronome on. I love playing with the metronome unironically. I wish I was you because rhythm is like my biggest weakness. Like I've been playing piano for however many years and I still suck at rhythm. I need to like this extremely simple. I mean, like in the grand scheme of things, this extremely simple like syncopation or rhythm like took me like 30 minutes to learn. left hand's doing. And like what I was having trouble with was like when the right hand does this, and then the left hand does this. See, it's hard for me to play the eighth notes here while remembering to play the eighth notes in the right hand. There's an urge to just play one note and hold it in the left hand while I do this, but that's not correct. So yeah, playing with metronome, big help with that. And then like something I like doing when I'm trying to like combine two very difficult like left hand and right hand notes that are really hard to play, I'll play them together, but I'll really only focus on I'll really only focus on one of the hands at a time. Like I'll kind of just let the other hand go on autopilot, and I'll be like almost like, you know, I'll play each hand separately. Like I'll play, then I'll add the right hand on top of that, but I really won't be paying any attention to it. I'm laser focused on the left hand, making sure it's playing those right notes with the right length. Like, and then sometimes I'll even play the right hand like softly because I like. Didn't really work, but you know what I mean. And then obviously do that for the right hand as well. Rhythm is the playing along 2 songs. Rhythm is really hard. Playing with others and syncing up when you're bad at rhythm is a lot of fun. Celeste players, can you play septuplets? I don't know. It took me a while as a kid to even learn how to do like eighth notes and triplets together, like the. Like how they sync up. Horrifying, yes. Music is horrifying, dude. Let's see. And then the enemy approaching or the enemy retreating part is really tough because like the left hand is going like, which is not very easy. I'm sure you can imagine, especially now when you have to put the right hand over it. So what I've been doing for practicing and what I actually just did when I played the full song earlier is just like, what matters is that the left hand plays this, switches octaves on the first and third beats. That's like, again, the repeated notes are kind of just there to like mimic the drums. So I'll just play that part, but only play the octaves on the first and third beat because that's what actually matters. Like. What it's supposed to sound like is like. It is really hard, and I hope I can like actually get it down for when I record the real cover, but honestly I might just go with like what I was doing earlier, what I was doing with like the just the octaves and not the repeated notes because that's hard. And it's still hard even after I made it easier and like cut out a bunch of notes because like, hello email. What the sheet music says to do is instead of just they want me to play the octave, which is like actually impossible. So I mean no shade to the sheet music arranger. I don't know how many sheet music arrangers on like MuseScore actually make sheet music with the intention of having people play it. I know I think I got one comment on one of my covers at some point saying like I didn't actually make this cover. I didn't make the sheet music expecting someone to be able to play it. So like a lot of times I need to like scratch out some notes to make sure that like physically your hands can play the notes correctly. So this is probably an example of that. I think this person was going for accuracy more than playability, so I had to edit it down a bit. Everyone gets a wrench, indeed. Hello, Skillbred. Eighth notes and triplets. 6, 8, and 3, 4. Made up shit. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is also kind of interesting because, like, this part. It's playing a bunch of notes, but what's interesting is that, you know, sort of like the Yellow Soul segment in Your Best Nightmare, kind of similar, or more like Bloody Tears, like from Castlevania, like. Fuck, how does that song go? What I'm trying, like, okay, I don't remember how to play it, but like, what I'm trying to say is that like, the melody of the second note of each beat is A, like. And I think that's, you know, you do that when it's like, oh, that's how it goes. You do that little songwriting thing because like just going like might sound a little boring, so you add like the repeating lower note to make it sound more exciting, like. So like instead of playing, it goes, you know. But in order to make sure I actually understand where the melody is leading, I will actually just play the notes that are on the first beats, like. So then when I play the full thing, it's not just like a flurry of notes. I know which notes I want to be emphasizing. Also makes learning it a lot easier. Also comes in handy when the left hand switches it up, like at this part. It changes to. So again, like just practicing. Very helpful in mashing up with the right hand. And then like, this part is just kind of like ridiculous. I kind of like how over the top and kind of show off it is, because like this is supposed to be like a guitar solo, like. Like in the actual song, it goes. Hold on. In the actual song, it's an advertisement. Hold on a second. In the actual song. Now it's after this. Yeah. Like the dun 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 dun. So, to replicate it on piano, you have to do some really ridiculous shit. Like, I thought it would be harder to learn than it was, but it's pretty simple. All things. I mean, aside from actually just like moving your fingers that fast, the actual pattern is pretty simple. It's just sort of almost like Carol of the Bells, so that's not that bad. And then find the note without the partition. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. Then, like, part that was kind of tricky is the very end. The sheet music has it like, at the end of the song there's the violin, like the. But the sheet music didn't have that. It kind of just had the right hand continue, like, go back to the riff from the beginning of and the left hand was just playing chords, like. But I really like the violin, and I didn't want to exclude it, so. And like the violin is higher pitched than the piano, so this is a problem that arises sometimes when you're playing songs. Sounds like exercise, or I thought you were gonna say sounds like exercise, isn't like doing all this is like exercise. I mean, I kind of theorized that like I don't play sports. I feel like piano is the only reason why I'm like not in an unhealthy state because I don't have like the best diet, but I exercise, quote unquote, by just doing this. So like The Exorcist. What was I gonna say? Yeah, you run into this problem every once in a while, with like piano pieces where like, these riffs. They're arranged in a way that's friendly to the right hand, and the right hand 99% of the time is going to be playing it because it's high up here. I mean, I'm like basic stuff like your left hand is closer when you're sitting down to the lower register, so it usually plays accompaniments and lower notes. So I have it in my muscle memory. Oh, I know how to play this riff with my right hand. But because I need to be playing these higher violin notes, what I could have potentially done, this is something people do sometimes, like I could have had the left hand cross over, so I could keep playing the riff with my right hand. But this is really not very easy. Usually when people do this, they play only very simple stuff with the crossed over left hand. But this is like a whole melody. So I had to, not all the notes. I only I rely on. I'm really bad at learning songs by ear. The only part that I learned by ear was like the violin part. But no, I rely on sheet music a lot. I think it's almost a weakness I have. But yeah, I had to decide to actually play these riffs with the left hand instead, which was pretty hard because I basically needed to relearn it. Like, and it's not very friendly to the left hand. Like, without like getting too much into it, your left and right hands are different. Your first finger on your left hand is your thumb, whereas I guess like the finger on your left hand that would be the highest up on the piano if you just put it on the piano is your thumb, whereas for the right hand, that finger is your pinky. So, it makes certain melodies a lot harder to play on left hand. Like I guess like Bone Trousel is a random example. Like that's fine, but like left hand. It's more awkward. Like I don't know how to like explain why, but like yeah. That was actually like that was something that was like a big obstacle with the Tekkit cover or the I Watch the Moon cover, if any of you guys watched that. The main melody or like the lyrics are like no, it's not. The lyrics are but there's a higher melody that's, you know, up in the upper, like higher in the register that goes. Now, I split the singing voice and the upper accompaniments into two like parts. I recorded them separately because like playing them together, like playing those notes together is not hard, but the mental shift of like the notes my right hand are notes that my right hand is playing 99% of the time would be the main melody, the thing that I'm focused on, but it's in this case it's not. I need to be emphasizing this. See, I can't even like it's so deeply ingrained that like I can barely even demonstrate it. Like what I need to emphasize is but it's being played by the left hand, and it's just you're hardwired when you play piano enough to be like, low left hand's accompaniment. That's just how it is. So just trying to make sense of that and like manage that when you're transcribing sheet music and like learning to play a piece. Learning to play a piece that has like tricky moments like that. Pretty tough. But yeah, I think it's turning out pretty good. I don't know when I'm gonna be able to cover it. I think I'm gonna be like busy this weekend. But yeah, I think when I really am in this mood where I just hyperfixate on a song and just practice it for hours, I can get pretty far. I mean, I think I only really started learning this song like maybe 1 or 2 days ago. And I just kept at it and made a lot of progress really fast because I literally wasn't doing anything else. Then first with the right hand, then yeah. In general, just like practicing the two hands separately, like playing the right hand part of a song and then playing the left hand part of a song separately and then combining them. That's just good practice. I don't like doing it because I think it's kind of boring, but you kind of need to do it if you want to make any progress. That's like walking through my little observations I made practicing this. I want to just like start playing other stuff. Maybe I'll play through it one more time because I'm not sure. More people might have joined that didn't hear me play it the first time. Unfortunate part of playing this song and songs like it that are very intense is that I need to take breaks while practicing it because like especially this song is really not nice to the pinky on your left hand. Sometimes I just need to stop and take a break because like I just can't play it anymore. Like my pinky will like lose its strength, so I'll need to like take a break for a few minutes and come back. yeah, baby. Forgot to mention AJ and Sangalunga. Hello. Welcome. It took me a second to recognize you. What's up? Good to see you. I think just join waiting for a position. Is this the first time you've shown up to a stream? If so, welcome. It's good to have you. Thank you guys. I forgot to mention like the very last note. That's another example of like what I did. You know, you'll notice what I did was like I crossed over with my right hand this time. That's because like again the actual sheet music for like the ending is just the left hand is just down here playing the notes, but obviously when I'm doing it, left hand's up here because of what I was talking about earlier. So but I felt like just ending the piece with like this E without like any notes down here that are supposed to be played sounded kind of anticlimactic, but at the same time I couldn't just like it would have been very unrealistic to like try to do this, make that jump super fast, just because like it doesn't matter how good of a pianist you are, making the jump that big is not very reliable. And besides, the E is like the E that is played here is supposed to be held until the end of the song. So had to get creative where I was like, okay, my right hand isn't actually doing anything at that moment, so I can just put it like I can just send it over there real quick. Like right hand finishes what it's playing. Plenty of time to jump down here, so yeah. Had to get creative with the problem solving. It's a sign that I'm enjoying a piece a lot when I like come up with creative solutions like that, because if I wasn't enjoying the piece, I would just see like a setback or just like something difficult and tricky like that and be like, well, I guess I can't play it. So yeah, very good song. I'm having a lot of fun with it. What should I do? Now that I've done that, I kind of don't want to play retribution anymore for the stream. Don't want to end the stream though, so maybe I'll like syncopation is the rhythms of this song very, very satisfying. Like again, what's interesting about this song is that it's really like the main portions of it are actually pretty simple. Like I mean when the guitar kind of goes crazy with like the solos and stuff, obviously it gets a little more complicated, but like the main part of this song that people would remember is literally just like that's just some chords pretty much, but it's some chords but with a really cool sounding rhythm that just sticks in your head, and then it has a bunch of flourishes on top. Very, very, very good song. I think like I'm probably gonna play Echoes of Another, one of the first Undertale Yellow cover I released like a few days ago. When I first covered that, I was kind of like, I had just finished writing the Undertale Yellow comments, and I was like, I don't know. I want to cover this song, but like not too many of the other songs on the OST are jumping out at me like that I want to cover. But then started listening to the OST more just casual. I was like, no, this song is good, and this song is good. Like, yeah, it's time. I don't want to make any promises, but I feel like I want to say that a lot of Undertale Yellow covers are coming because, yeah, like. Yeah, some of the other tracks are really jumping out at me as well. So hopefully that'll be in the cards. The Undertale Yellow main theme that I just played. Probably not gonna cover it right away. I'll probably cover some other songs first because it'd be kind of weird for that to be like one of the first songs I cover, given that it's like sort of the theme of like one of the endings of the game. So I'll work my way up. Middle section to A Mother's Love is like. I guess I can like if you guys are interested, I can also just go through the process of making the Echoes of Another cover, because that was another really fun one. Very unorthodox first cover. I mean, I mentioned in the comments of that one that like I covered it. I made it like that was my first Undertale Yellow cover, partly because I liked the song a lot. I think it's a very underrated song, but also just because it was pretty easy to actually like play. What was actually challenging was transcribing it, because it was like an underrated enough song on the soundtrack that like no one had actually made sheet music for it yet, so I had to give that a shot. Like I'll play part of it on my computer. Obviously, a big part of what makes the song sound distinct is like those like sounds like it's being played in reverse. There's like all the static in the background. Not anything I can replicate on piano, but I tried to get the notes I could hear down as well as I could. I think I did a pretty good job. And just tried to capture the spirit and emotion of the piece more than anything, more than necessarily making it sound 100% accurate. It also helped a lot that like, the middle of the song is just home, like the track from the main game. The middle melody is just that track like sort of shifted to another key, and I've already covered that and I know how to play it, so that removed some of the work for me. And then like the ending, I was kind of not sure what to do, because like the ending is the most emotional part of the track. Like, when the Once Upon a Time leitmotif like crescendos. Yeah, like that part like gives me chills, just like the way it's integrated into the soundtrack, like what the moment that it represents, etc., etc. So I was kind of stumped for that, because like again, it's the same notes as Home, the song from the main game. So I was like, how do I want to replicate that feeling? So literally all I did was like I copy pasted. I should probably credit the now that I think about it, I should probably credit the person who made the home sheet music that I used a bunch of years ago, because I literally ripped like the notes from that and just copy pasted it and shifted it up a few keys. But I don't think you can see this whatsoever, but like at this part where my shadow is, that's like the Once Upon a Time leitmotif crescendoing, and literally all I did was like I took the left hand, because in the original sheet music, the left hand is playing two notes here. All right, good night, Mel. Thanks for showing up. Hopefully this is interesting. I don't want to be like boring you guys, but In these parts, the left hand is playing two notes. Like, I think it's like, or something. That's just my guess. Literally, all I did was I just deleted the lower note. So I wanted it to feel, I wanted that part of the song to feel more empty than it does in the main game. Because again, like, if anyone in the chat hasn't played Undertale Yellow, I don't think they care about spoilers. Like, you know, it's the Once Upon a Time leitmotif, the home, the part of like the most emotional part of the song Home from the main game, but it's missing something because Clover lost all that. You know, they were denied that happy ending, you know, being able to enjoy any of the comfort that the original song represents. So I just removed some notes, and it actually sounded pretty good. I think it captured what I was going for. Overall, like, I'll play it in a second just so there's more piano playing, not just talking. But overall, like, I haven't listened to Everywhere at the End of Time, but like I've heard like little snippets, and that's kind of like sort of the energy I was trying to capture with that cover. Almost like, you know, trying so hard to recall these happy memories that Clover was like robbed of, like almost gave me, when I was playing the track, it almost gave me the mental image of like Toriel, like, you know, suffering from like memory loss and stuff, like the very hollow like reprise of one of her themes in the main game, but like it's missing something. Kind of wanted to draw on that like sense of tragedy with the cover. And yeah, I mean, if you've watched the cover, you know that like it ends with me like doing some editing. I don't like editing my covers, but whatever. I made some mistakes and I didn't feel like re-recording, so yeah. Let me see. This song is obviously a lot quieter and slower than Retribution, and I love this piano, but it's like 20 years old or something, and some of the keys like stick when you don't press them hard enough, and it makes it harder to press them afterwards. So that was like the big reason why I didn't want to re-record this song, was because like I just kept on running into issues where like I would try to press a key, but it was stuck, so it didn't make any noise, and it kind of like ruined the emotion, like the emotional climax of the song. So hopefully that won't happen here. Let's see. Very underrated track. I was just like stuck playing other stuff. What time is it? 6:30. I don't want to keep streaming. I don't really know what to do. I guess I can ask the chat, like, if whoever's still watching, you guys have like any requests, just go for it. What other songs am I like? See if there's any other songs that I'm like looking at. Comes down to Try Yellow. Phone's running low on battery. I might just end the stream when my phone dies. I don't know if I want to go through the effort of like plugging it in. Phone's running low. I wonder how the Wi-Fi's been. Hope it hasn't been too spotty. Whatever. I'm gonna go get my phone charged. I'll be right back. The other specimens aren't like too interesting. Alright. Probably gonna end the stream. I had a good time. I think it was cool talking about my creative process when it came to the Retribution cover, along with the echoes of another one. So yeah, might do more of these like just random impromptu streams. I used to do them a lot, then I kind of stopped. But yeah, anyone watching, thanks for tuning in. Cool. Look forward to the finished cover soon, probably in a few days. Although I don't want to make any promises. So yeah, take care.